Arrow? Arrow? Anybody home? Hmm. I think I see. There may be people. Are there people out there? Yes, I know you're listening. Hello, everybody. Anybody there? Okay, some people starting to show up. Oh, yeah. Another day of, another week of work completed. Now I get a couple weeks where I can actually sleep in on Saturday and not have to go through madness. Oh, man. It's just, people think it's, such a big deal. To me, the two words that should never have existed in the English language, or at least not together, is mandatory overtime. It's just, everybody looks at the money, man. Everybody thinks, wow, I'm making all this money. But they never think of the time you lose. You don't get time back. No matter how much money they pay you, you're never going to get that 8 hours back. I'd rather be at home, sleeping in, scratching myself, watching television. It does. Yeah, you're right. It drains the hell out of you. Like, give me an example. Oh, hello there. Back when I was working at the other plant, it was normal, 8-hour shifts, yada yada, except I worked afternoons. Then one day they come up and go, we're working 10-hour nights from now on. And everybody's like, yay! We're gonna be off we're only gonna work Monday through Thursday. Yay! And then I was like, guys, what? You do realize that under the current contract, they can only schedule 2 Saturdays a week, a month or so. They can never schedule you more than 2 back to back. He's like, yeah. So right now they can schedule you 48 hours a week. Yeah, and well, there's no limit on how many Fridays they can schedule you. And sure enough, within a year, not even 3 months after, it was great first couple of months. You come in, you'd work, up to Thursday, then boom, you had 3 days off, kind of sort of, because the afternoon shift started at 5:30 in the afternoon and did not end until 4 a.m. the following morning. So you were getting home at 4 a.m. on Friday morning going, and then all of a sudden, boom, the 50-hour week started. They scheduled every Friday. And then guess what? 2 weekends a month, 8-hour Saturdays. And I was like, wow, don't you feel good about working those 10-hour days now? And the thing is, it sucks. You work your ass off, right? You get all the way to the end of the week, and chances are you are so soul dead. Like, I'm probably going to sleep through Sunday. It happens every time. I was like, it's like, I'm gone. Okay, no, unfortunately, this is what happened, the Doctor experience. Ticket sales were not all they were cracked up to be, as it turns out. And, oh no, what are you talking about? Of course, I'm from London. Can you not tell? I had afternoon tea today while watching oh God, I can't do it with a straight face. I'm sorry. I was watching the match of the day when I think Rev Curson, yeah, he made a excellent kick, and then of course when I flipped it over to cricket, and on. Oh. Oh. Seems like everybody's working on a Doctor Who fan series these days. It's like, oh, did I start a trend with Dr. Freedom and Eric? Because it seems like everybody's got an audio coming out or a video coming out. I tried watching that Doctor Who Velocity thing. It wasn't my bag. I no bad thing about it, but still, it's like, sorry, you kind of cashed in on the female Doctor idea a little too late. But who knows, maybe I'll sit on it one of these days, And of course, there were Doctor Who the Soldier stories, and the first adventure was actually pretty good, but then the Time War got ended by Moffat. Okay, the Doctor experience is not going anywhere. It's done, it's over. All that stuff's going to wind up in a warehouse where it will rot or it will be auctioned off the same way they did with all the stuff that had accumulated from Star Trek over the years. It'll be put into the hands of private owners who will touch it in funny ways, and yes, there's a good chance that if Tom Baker's one of his replica scarves winds up in the hands of a fan, By the end of the first year, it'll have been masturbated into so much it will stand up on its own. I'm not getting. What happened was, okay, the Doctor Experience shut down. Ticket sales were not all they claimed they were to be. It turns out they left the city of Cardiff sitting with a $1.1 million deficit. So you're not getting the Doctor Who Experience back. Not anytime soon, I don't think. What is after all this time? All right. If that's one of the audios, I have not yet. I'm trying to get caught up, so... Why is Moffat getting so much credit? Because he is no longer there. He's going to do whatever he can to keep himself, wriggling how many more dollars he can out of the fans before he quietly fades off and writes probably another sequel to Tintin. Oh, hello there. And like I said, Moffat did okay, but like I said, the fans let him get away with way too much. And I'm talking... unfortunately, no, there's no filming news today, at least none I could find. As far as I know, they headed back to Caerwent, and that's a military base, so you're not getting anything from there. They did step out to Monmouth the one day, and that was the stuff that you got, the other day that I put out. It's basically them with the TARDIS and all that, and freezing their little heinies off. I kind of felt sorry for Jodie, because that poor woman seems like she's got hardly any body fat on her. Oh man. So... it's like, how does she even stay warm? Oh, that's right. She carries a water bottle. And as one guy said, Jodie and her water bottle, a way better love story than Twilight. No, because that wasn't going to happen. If you honestly think Peter Capaldi, who's married, was going to do makeout scenes with his companion, especially given the fact that Peter Capaldi came up on the classic era where the Doctor didn't touch his companions in funny ways, Oh, yeah, I'm glad to put out the news. Like I said, I started doing this, I think it was 2011, if memory serves. I think it was October 2011. Like I said, it's because all the bullshit that was going on are out there, and all the really bad YouTube channels. Yeah, I'm assuming they had plenty of hot tea, hot beverage, and all that for her. Jodie is 6 inches shorter than Peter Capaldi, which is probably why they shrank the TARDIS a bit. Which is going to be interesting, having to, they're probably, you come to think of it, the new TARDIS interior might even be shrank up a little bit. It'll be like Lumpaland, it's like, oh, yeah, glad to have been a help, if any at all. Yeah, we're getting pretty close to 4,000. A lot of people think, wow, that's a huge number. Compared to some of the weird, channels out there who can bag 1,000 subscribers a day just by staring at their monitor and going, oh. It just amazes the shit out of me. But I watch a few of those channels every now and then because I like to get the fan reactions and all that. And after a while, you can tell who's really reacting and who isn't. It's like, there was this one guy who every time something weird happens on the screen would get up and storm out of his chair. Fake! The one that had me dying laughing was, there was this, I don't want to say chick because I'll get yelled at. There was this woman wearing a Pikachu pajama outfit, and I think it was a Game of Thrones episode she was reacting to, and she was crying like a group of armed terrorists came in and stepped on her pet chihuahua. It was like crazy. I was like, it's a fictional character. Yes, there are some things out there that do move me to tears, and it takes a lot to do that though. And okay, anything else? All right, the floor is yours out there. I want to hear questions, inquiries. I guess there's a new feature on this thing where apparently that when you go back to replay this after it's done, it'll actually show you the chat as it happened. So all the trolls are going to get all their little things put out now. So that's one of the things. And supposedly there's supposed to be a thing called Super Chat. I might have to unveil it. Well, the thing is with being showrunner is, okay, the best way to describe it. How many Babylon 5 fans do we have out there? Anybody? Oh, wait, too bad. One of my favorite sayings on Babylon 5 was by Londo Malari, who said, "Inauguration on my world means that a new target's been set up on the firing range." And it's pretty much the same thing when they announce a new showrunner for Doctor Who. Hell, Chibnall's already being slammed like there's no tomorrow, and episode 1 is not even close to airing. We're talking episode 1's like 7 months away minimum. And yet Chibnall's already getting called Chin Balls and all these other cute little names. Or, he's a warrior for the SJW conspiracy. He got the job by shining the Queen's scales because she's a reptilian. Oh, very. Oh, it just amazes the crap out of me, some of the stuff that goes on this planet. Oh, it's just, it really does. Like I said, in America particularly, because I was... Now, they'll bring in Munchkin Daleks. They'll call them half-pint troopers or something. You know, oh, by the way, I have to do this now since... All right. How many of you folks were here for the one called Funko Pops and such? Well, guess what? It's gone, and it's probably gone for good. It literally just disappeared. If someone had filed a complaint, I never once got an email. I never once got a notice, because I figured after, how I have to do this now because that other video no longer exists. Next week, Doctor Who's taken over by HBO. Yeah, that's right. Game of TARDISes. All right, Rose. The Dalek fleet is almost here. It's time for you to find out why they call me the oncoming storm. No, it wasn't a channel. It was just that one particular live stream disappeared. Not the whole channel, no. Trust me, because when that video disappeared, I went nuts. The first thing I did was I changed all the passwords on Google, my YouTube channel, everything. And then I went back and double checked, and sure enough, it's just that live stream missing. So my only theory is that it was some kind of server glitch, and that's how the video got lost. From now on, what I'm going to be doing is after the live stream is up and processed, I'm going to be saving a copy onto the hard drive via certain add-ons that you aren't supposed to have for YouTube. And that way, I'll have a backup copy in case that live stream disappears from now on. Because it used to be I had no trouble with live streams because they pretty much get uploaded and processed the second you're done. Well, you better go plug your phone in. You see, that's why I keep my phone here on the wireless charger. Because I'm not big fish enough. Matter of fact, I couldn't even get a guest spot at a local con because apparently I am not well known enough. You see, apparently if you go out and you spend lots of money on thing called advertising and stuff like that, and then have people pay you to go to I don't know where, then all of a sudden you're a big name. Go figure. All right, so any other questions? Okay, what you do? No, you gotta be joking. Doctor Who in blackface. You're just shrooming. No. Strax will never be killed off, I don't think. Remember, that's a Moffat character, so chances are you're never going to see him again. Like I said, there's a chance you'll see like Kate Stewart again, because Kate Stewart, I believe, was rebooted by Chris Chibnall, even though it was under the Moffat era. But the Paternoster Gang are all Moffat characters. So, it was good while it lasted, but I think they're done. I'll be shocked if you ever see Madame Vastra, Jenny, or Strax again. I was really hoping that they were going to have Strax do some more crossovers with Jago and Lightfoot, but unfortunately, Trevor Baxter passed away. So, Professor Lightfoot is no longer with us. This is why I shower every... Oh, God. You better get fresher than that. If you're showering every other day, you're getting pretty ripe. Okay, so any other questions, inquiries? Okay, it depends on how they set up the contract, the creativity rights, and all that. Like the Terry Nation estate to this day, even though the guy's been dead for like 5,000 years, still gets money every time that the Daleks are used, or they're going to be using them. Because it was an intellectual property of Terry Nation, even though that the actual visual design looked nothing like the thing that went on screen. His stuff looked like a Schultz. Oh my God. His designs for the Daleks looked like a salt shaker with a heart on. Yet now, all right, we don't have the money. Well, it's very true. Like I said, they cut the budget on the BBC again because they passed that law stating that once you're above a certain age, you no longer have to pay the TV license fee. Also, Brexit. Let's talk about Brexit. That was the best move since, then again, America elected Trump. I'm not sure if we're ever going to recover from that. I really don't. I'm really not sure. Oh, man. All I can say is, Caligula's in office. Well, let's get off the political front because, like I said, there's too much politics going on. Nobody's really doing any proper thinking, and it's driving me mad. It's making about still around, I think, 60 million pounds a year. It's probably their biggest merchandiser because really, how many EastEnder toys have you seen selling lately? How many Coronation Street toys? Oh, look, let's go down to the pub and get drunk. Like I said, the thing is, I really don't want to speculate on what the new TARDIS looks like. As it is, we already got into it with somebody on Facebook because of the whole sonic screwdriver thing. And even though, oh God, I don't want anybody to get in trouble, but my friend talked to the person who is the current concept design artist for Doctor Who. Ran into them at Gallifrey one, and they said, no, Jodie's screwdriver is not out there yet. It hadn't even been designed, as of Galley 1. So, why they seem to think, I don't know. But that's a whole nother argument. I do know they're going to be spending a lot of time still on the construction of the TARDIS interior. As far as I know, it has not yet been completed. Matter of fact, they may even still be designing it. Oh yeah, they're going to be guarding that. Oh, they're going to have that all locked up tighter than a. Well, I ain't gonna say that. That might be perverted. Oh, yeah. You're on drugs, right? Wolfgang Hartz. Please, you're bringing down my chat. Go away. The rest of the people in here have an established IQ. They're obviously intelligent and very intellectual listeners. You, on the other hand, are an idiot. All right, so, oh yeah, tighter than Fort Knox, tighter than a virgin's legs on prom night. Yes, you cannot change the police box. Sorry, not at this point, not ever. It was nice when they jokingly did it for a little bit, all the way back in Attack of the Cybermen, I believe it was. But it was kind of a running gag. No, they're just being an idiot at this point. Of course they're going to be because they get their 15 seconds of fame. Oh, sorry. I had an extreme close-up moment. All right, so no, you're never going to get the chameleon circuit fixed. The BBC do not own the rights to the police box, if I remember correctly. I think the Metropolitan Police Department still does. I'd have to double check on that. That was a long running lawsuit, but I think they won out. And oh, that's right. The BBC, if I remember correctly, is licensing it from the Metropolitan Police. If memory serves, I'd have to look it up on the top off the top of my head. But if I remember right, they are licensing the police box. All right. Okay. Do you have any Doctor Who action figures? Not really. Action figures I got out of a long time ago. The problem is there was no market for them. I had a bunch of like the Star Trek Next Generation ones, and I couldn't even give them away after a few years. I The most closest I used to have a bunch of the Spawn figures. I kept a few of them. The rest of my ones that aren't open, I packed away because I wanted a room to put up those autograph photos. And my space is very limited in this house. All right. There's nothing happening with her TARDIS police box. I just changed the exterior design. Allegedly, she's going to get the TARDIS back in like episode 2, but that's not confirmed. There'll be throw pillows, comfy seats, and little finger sandwiches for all. Can the BBC make a multi-movie franchise like Batman? No, they can't afford it. You have to remember, the old joke about the BBC, they only have like one camera, 27 actors that they have to switch between sets. And it'll be sets that they use on like 3 or 4 sets they use on 10 different programs. You know, that's the old joke. Hang on. I'm going to drink now. Look at it. Okay. Yes, the comfy chairs. And I'm sure there'll be pastels. No more set picks right now. Like I said, I think they went back after Monmouth. I think they went back to Caerwent. I did hear they were delayed by the Beast from the East for a day because it was just too damn nasty. Yep, 4 actors, 2 sets, and 1 camera. Something like that. And we have no idea what the TARDIS is going to look like. There's only been rumors of the interior. Yes, I do have Instagram, but I barely use it. The thing is, I am literally stretched just between Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So I don't get around that much on, social media. Some of us have to go to jobs. Some of us have work that involves actual work. Favorite version of the Cyberman costumes, probably the early 80s, like Earthshock. Everything after that just went to apeshit, and especially the latest version of the Cyberman, which is nothing more than what I call the Tony Stark Iron Man Cyberman. Because even the little chest unit glows like a Tony Stark armor. Hello, rip off. Okay, anyone else? How many people could just guess why it is on there? Yeah, but the problem is there's currently no time-space vehicle available. Axons, I would love to come back. Matter of fact, if you ever have a chance, pop on the big finish, because Sixth Doctor meets the Axons of Feast of Axos. Of course it's from Star Trek, but do you know what it is? I know what it is. I know exactly what that is. Yes, it is. It's the Klingon theme. Sycorax have already been brought back on Big Finish, and it did not work. I just couldn't get into it. Star Trek has never hurt Doctor Who that I know of. Yep. Yes, but who wrote the original Klingon lines for Star Trek the Motion Picture? Do you know? Yes, ponder it, my little trekkers. How many of you know who wrote the original Klingon lines for Star Trek the Motion Picture? Okay, catch you later, unknown. Sorry your battery ran out, but... Okay. Okay, let me answer that question. It's a Star Trek thing, I know. Star Trek Motion Picture, the original Klingon lines were written by James Doohan. James Doohan was a master of dialect. Yes, he wrote the original Klingon lines, and later on they came along and they based the Klingon language partially off his lines he came up with for that first movie. I believe that was Mike Okuda, I think, or no, was it Marco Kron came up with the Klingon language? Oh, well. Should K9 return? No. K9, I think, became too synonymous with Sarah Jane. And I don't know. The problem is the guys who created K9 and all that tried doing their own series down in Australia. I have no idea if that's still running. I don't think it is, because they were going to try to do that movie Timequake, where K9 was going to take on Omega. There's only one problem, though. While Bob Baker and them own the rights to K9 and Omega, they don't own the rights to anything Doctor Who related. So, wow, who's Omega? You can't say he was the first Time Lord, can you? You can't say he was even from Gallifrey. You can't say, see what I mean? Chameleon? Oh, hell no. Trust me, there were some of us who were jumping for joy when Chameleon went, almost as much as when Adric smacked into the planet. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. Why did my scroll stop? Stop doing that. Okay, there we go. No. They've brought back Adric on Big Finish, and unfortunately, what they've been doing is, oh, God, man. Here's the thing. If I hadn't been experimenting with audio, and like I said, I know my audio is nowhere near as good as Big Finish's, okay? I try. My audio quality, my storylines, okay, I don't know. A lot of people claim to like them. Well, but I'm not claiming, any Pulitzer Prizes anytime soon. Don't even think my Saturn Award is waiting for me or anything like that. All right, Pulitzers for journalism. Sorry, but But the thing is, what they've been doing with Adric lately, if you'll notice, if you've been listening to the Big Finish ones with Matthew Waterhouse reprising the role, they've been pitch shifting his voice to try to make him sound like he's still, so young. And if you've been playing around with audio programs, you know what pitch shifting is. And you learn to spot it right off the bat. It's like dirt obvious. They probably won't ever know. You're never going to hear about Sarah Jane Smith's death, because RTD wanted it that way. You can hear about the Brigadier's death. You can hear about everyone else's death. You can hear about, Harry Sullivan's death. But don't ever touch Sarah Jane Smith, because RTD will hunt you down and kill you. Now, or he'll have Julie do it for him. But yeah, that's why they left the series off the way they did, and they never addressed Sarah Jane's death. A lot of people were hoping that there was going to be a memorial episode, a memorial scene. They did do a little memorial bit where they had the actors and all that doing the yada, yada, yada. But, like I said, they never are going to address it on the show. Even though they've killed the Brigadier, and then they killed him again. They turned him into Cyberbrig. Yeah. Cyberbrig. Okay, Doctor Who title sequence. Oh, that's hard. That's very hard, because I don't know. See, I kind of grew up on the old show, It's like, I don't know. I kind of like the diamond logo one that was introduced. It was originally introduced towards the end of Pertwee, and I think it was first used on the Time Warrior, and then, of course, that evolved to become the Tom Baker sequence. So I'd have to say the Tom Baker sequence. Not that piece of shit one they used from the Leisure Hive on. I'm talking, the good old diamond logo era. Because that's what I grew up on. Bradley Walsh is playing a character named Graham. Other than that, we do not know. Star Trek comics, probably about more years ago than you've been alive. I thought your battery was running out. What are you doing there? Old Villains back in Series 11, that I don't know. You see, the problem is they've been selling that, what do you call it, that updated, brand new era stuff, should Gallifrey be restored in Jodie's era. I really wish they'd leave Gallifrey the hell alone. They've already screwed Gallifrey up now so bad. Okay, now the Shobogans, instead of being savages who live on the outskirts, are basically Amish people. And Uh, why were we cheated out of the 2016 Doctor Who episodes? BBC Worldwide. The reason why you waited a year for Doctor Who was because BBC Worldwide channeled the budget into Sherlock. They wanted Sherlock. The whole year focused on Sherlock. So that's why Doctor Who got bent over and, oh, yeah. Oh, look. I'm Cumberbullocks. I'm more important than anything. Oh, pass me the tea. Watson? I don't know. I'm judging by the pressure on this anus that this man is a virgin. It's just the silliness of it. It's like we can't afford to run 2 programs that year. I'm sorry, I got sick of Sherlock. It was really good at the beginning, and then they did that stupid ass dream sequence Christmas special. I didn't even watch it. Everyone's like, it all takes place inside his mind palace. It's all a fantasy that they're in the 19th century. Frack off. I have no use for that crap. It's like, there's too many dream sequences, too many reset switches. Hopefully not the guy from Class. The new composer. No. There's a rumor, and it would also explain kind of why every time Bradley Walsh poses for a photo, he throws on a jacket and zips it. So there is some rumor going on, some weird stuff going on with that. Yeah, there needs to be consequences. I'm getting sick and tired of the big friendly reset button. I'm getting sick and tired of, oh, such and such is dead. No, he isn't. And the thing is, RTD was guilty of that as well. But the thing is, RTD had characters that died and stayed dead. I don't remember. I don't think I've seen the director's cut of Wrath of Khan. No, not the title sequence. I'm talking about the guy who scored the show. That was a band that did that opening music for that. That was not the composer himself. That was. Yeah, Moffat tried to make all these big complex, like, I am more intelligent than any of y'all put together. Be more like, why? Do you want lesbian action? That's what's going on a lot on Legends of Tomorrow. Oh, I'm just glad we finally got Arthur Darvill showing the hell back up. Also, I don't think on Legends the one character stands out to me as Mick Rory. He was Heatwave. That guy is hilarious. No more new Dalek designs. No. Yes, but on Doctor Who, really? Oh, well, then again, this is Doctor Who. It could happen. I noticed that too, that when they changed the Wave Rider in Legends of Tomorrow, suddenly it had that, oh, look, there's this big freaking console in the middle of the thing. And also notice how it used to just be to pilot the Wave Rider, you had the captain's chair with a little, thruster thing, and now all of a sudden it's got helms, it's got this big TARDIS-like console. Yes, but the problem is when they designed the new Daleks, the new paradigm, oh God, in a word, sucked. And they tried redesigning the Daleks and it just came up a mess. It's like, roll out the bronze ones, keep them for now. But in my opinion, Ace Creeper made a video about a lot of stuff, but the thing is, from what I've heard, I've already had people backing me up on that no, she does not have a new Sonic yet. I'll have to go watch the video again because apparently I've missed it. I have nothing personal against Ace Creeper, but the problem is I think he's being led down the rose garden. And it happens a lot to these news channels. People will feed him crap and then... No, Jodie is going to have a new Sonic, but I don't think it's out there yet. If it is, then fine, then I'm wrong, but I don't think it's out there yet. Um, what else? Yeah, but Legends is kind of its own genre. No, we do not have any more news on the TARDIS interior. Timothy Dalton, there's a rumor going around that he might show up on Big Finish's Rassilon. Okay, could you that'll work. I thought Ace Creeper was a guy. Yeah, but the problem is I had friends of mine who talked to the concept artist at Gallifrey 1, and they said it's still on the drawing board. So they work for the show, he doesn't. So, like I said, I gotta lean towards their direction. Unless they're leading us down the rose garden, that's possible also. So I try to keep an open mind on these things. I don't really like to argue with folks, so yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, why does she have to have a curved Sonic? What is this? Count Dooku Sonic screwdriver action? Even if there was a Star Trek 4, I wouldn't watch it. The only reason I even watched Into Darkness is because it was given to me free. Like I said, I have to watch the video again because, like I said, I don't know if I'm being led down the rose garden or he is, or she is, or whatever. The thing is, from what I had people who talked to the concept artist at Gallifrey 1, and they said, no, it's not even been built yet. It's still on the drawing board. And the thing is, I think he might be misinterpreting that tweet from that lady, and I think she was talking about Peter's Sonic that she was repairing. Okay. Okay, that's why I thought it's a he. Someone said it was a she. You people are screwing with my mind. Well, the thing is, I don't like to argue amongst channels about stuff. Like I said, sometimes some of us find out stuff, some of us find out stuff that's wrong. Shit happens. It always does. The problem is, you got folks out there who like to feed you fake stuff. Like during the 50th anniversary special year, I had somebody contact Matt Smith is not a virgin. Have you seen those Daisy Load pictures? I have. Oh my God, I was struck blind. No, K9's not going to be in the new series. That was another thing. The what channel? You mean that channel's still there? Oh, no. There's no spoiler because he's not in it. What happened was, it was a fan-made prop. A group of people brought the Gosford to just shoot pictures with. And like I said, I did a chart where I could show you the exact differences between this thing and the actual K9 prop. And it's not hit. No, he's not in Series 11. Bring the organs back without the Ogrons, yeah. I always wonder what happened to the Ogrons. Matter of fact, let me throw you this curveball. Are there any Thals left alive? See, nobody's contemplated that. Matter of fact, I don't think we've seen the Thals. I want to say probably not since they reappeared in Genesis of the Daleks. Off the top of my head. So it would be interesting to find out if any of the Thal survived, got off Skaro, and are like, yeah, I think it has been since Genesis of the Daleks. So, okay, hold it. You've sent it. Like I said, let me take a look at that tweet first, okay? I said I'm in the middle of doing a live stream here. And I said, well, take a pit. Let's see here. All I see is there's no picture there. There's no picture. That's a picture of Peters. And Lavelle Southey is the one who said, how come I'm not seeing a picture? See what I mean? That's not even real. How can that be the new Sonic? That's Peters. Oh, man. Oh, well, folks. I said I'm running out of top material. Any more questions while we're here? Because I think she's messing with you. You have to remember, Lavelle Southey, like I said, matter of fact, she follows me on Twitter. So, I don't think she's talking about a new Sonic. I think she's talking about Peter's old one. Why does everybody always... There's like 5 billion Big Finish audios now. I have no idea which one to prove. I mean, which one to pick out of all that. Because there have been many, many great stories in Big Finish. When you start all the way back in the early days, it was like the Fifth Doctor and Turlo. Then the very first adventure, you had 5, 6, and 7 off together. Any Doctor Free... No, there's no Doctor Freedom merchandise coming out. No, because it costs money to print up T-shirts. And then it costs money to ship them out. So, not likely going to happen anytime soon. Maybe. Now, I cannot put my audio stories on disc to sell, because... Is there any proof you have what? No, the problem is, Eric, in that series of stories, is a Dalek. I would have to pay the BBC, I'd have to pay Terry Nation Estate, and all that. It's mainly done just for fun. Like I said, we aren't really out there doing it for, profit. We're mainly doing it just for fun and the hell of it. Also gives me a chance to just stretch my little creative writing muscles every now and then. The problem is, I'm not seeing a picture of the new Sonic here. I'm seeing a picture of the old Sonic. And yes, there's going to be a new Sonic. We've all known that for about a month. Or more, actually. And he done a video on it. Yeah, the thing is, I think, like I said, we've talked to the people who are still designing it. Like I said, I'm not going to argue over it. Like I said, we'll find out one way or the other, sometime soon. Well, the thing is, we kind of figured everything was going to be thrown out and replaced anyway, because whole new era, whole new way, call it, whole new everything. They're literally starting from almost day one. I do not think they've built the interior yet. Because if you'll notice on all the filming pics, they haven't put a backdrop in the TARDIS. This is A, because they don't want people getting a glimpse of it, and B, if it was, and all, I don't think they've built it yet. I think what you're going to have happen is, when, yes, you do need BBC permission to do audio stories, if you're doing them for profit of any kind. Matter of fact, if you want to hear how Big Finish has to send their scripts to the Beeb for approval, if you want to hear all that, go to my the YouTube channel, scroll down to interviews, look up the video called An Evening with Lisa Bowerman. It's about an hour and a half long, and in that audio, because she didn't want to be on camera. So in that interview, it was a group Q&A, she talks about what process they have to go through to make a Big Finish audio. And one of the things they go through is they have to send the scripts to the BBC for approval. And she goes into that a bit, and what the approval process is and all that. Okay, how much, all right, compared to the U.S., I've talked about this briefly. Okay, Jodie Whittaker, okay, is going to be making £240,000 for her big, her first year Doctor Who. Guys, in the States, it's not uncommon in some series, especially if they got popular like Friends and all that. And like, let's say Hugh Laurie, when he was doing House, he was making $1 million an episode. And then in his last year, he took a pay cut down to $800K per episode so they could get Series 8 out. All the cast of Friends was making like $1 million frickin' an episode for that cheap piece of shit. So to give you an idea of why all the British actors are coming to America for jobs, because they want to get paid the big bucks. That's why. Why do you think, like Walking Dead, man? Most of the cast is British. I really hope they do not do a CGI'd interior. It would be, look at how well a CGI outfit worked for Ryan Reynolds and Green Lantern. Look at how well all that CGI worked out. No, they're not going to do CGI, no. Not to mention the fact it costs money. You either pay a one-time thing and make your backdrop and your set, or you put up a green screen and then you have to pay an effects crew to do it every episode. So, no, it'll be a traditional set. I really wish I couldn't have got a chance, could have got a chance to walk on Peters, but it's already been taken down. And it looks like it'll be going into a warehouse where it will slowly rot away. Sadly, that's what's going to happen to all those Doctor Who props. They're all going to go into warehouses where they'll slowly rot away unless they auction them off. Nope, I have not seen the movie Norm in the North. Next question. Oh, God, that sentence could be taken in the wrong way. I've been on Peters. It's beautiful. Is TARDIS cut? Or, no. Yes, we'll all miss Peter. Oh, that sounds wrong, too. Yes, I did watch, I think, the first couple seasons of Blake 7. And what happened was it got taken down off YouTube before I could finish. It just amazes me all the shit you can find on YouTube that's copyrighted, yet I use a news clip in a fair use manner and I get flack. Well, folks, we're rounding the last base. You've now got 10 minutes to go, and then I'm turning this thing off. All right. Yeah, Blake 7, like I said, I didn't get a chance to watch all of it because as it was getting really interesting, all of a sudden, they yanked it off YouTube. So, whoa. Okay. No, you can use set photos. Photos are okay. No, there's not going to be an American version of Star Blazers as far as I know. They did a live-action Japanese movie a couple years back, which was already released. Matter of fact, somebody had it on YouTube. That's how I watched it. But the thing is, it was subtitled Japanese. And the funniest part is, the whole movie's in Japanese. You get to the written credits, it's a song by Aerosmith. Okay, anything else? 10 minutes and counting. 10. Why, did you have a TARDIS before? Alright, if you're going to build a police box, try to have some carpentry skill. Don't saw off your fingers. And no, here's the big tip. If you're going to build your own TARDIS set, Don't put a glory hole in it. Nope, the old live stream is gone, probably gone forever. I have never heard back from YouTube. I have been crawling up their ass like, oh gosh, like a suppository with teeth. And I have never frickin' heard a thing from them. It's like I've sent them countless complaints. And I even sent them the URL where the video was. Say, look, where the hell's my live stream? Oh, gosh. Yeah. That's right. They can never use that term now because they already used it on the Orville. Going into the glory hole, sir. Okay, Rose, we're going into the brown hole. Okay. They're going to have to, at least once or twice. Hopefully they just won't obsess on it. Because I personally don't give a damn. As long as she's playing the character of the Doctor. Unfortunately, you're never going to have an episode of the making of the TARDIS because now, thanks to RTD and that, they're grown bullshit. Oh, they even use that on Gallifrey series this last thing. We have plantations growing TARDISes. Oh, you've got to be shitting me. I don't need UK Netflix. Why? Unfortunately, Journey to the Center of My Disappointment pretty much turned me off to all TARDIS interior episodes. Matter of fact, I think Invasion of Time was a far better TARDIS interior-based episode than Journey to the Center of My Disappointment was. Starship Troopers, yes, I've seen it. Unfortunately, all the sequels sucked. If they were going to do the boobs line, I think it would have been as their first line. They didn't do it, so. Tick-tock goes the clock. No, there'll never be an episode explaining the making of the TARDIS. Because, A, if you're talking about in actual terms, that was pretty much covered in An Adventure in Space and Time, though briefly. Also, remember, TARDISes are grown now. Exactly. And it was RTD who started that shit. That TARDISes are grown. Matter of fact, trivia, if you look around online, you'll find a cutscene from the, Journey's End, Part 2. There's a cutscene from when they're dropping off Rose back in the alternate yada yada Pete's world. And, with fake Dr. 10, the meta-crisis moron. In other words, her human screwdoll. They drop them off, and there was supposed to be a part where Tennant hands him this chunk of coral, and he looks at it and goes, "It's a way called. It's a TARDIS." And he goes, it's a part of the TARDIS, something like that. And he goes, it'll take centuries to grow, and then Donna, of course, still being the Dr. Donna, runs off some technobabble about how they could speed up the growth on it and yada yada yada. And no, it would have just grown one TARDIS. Yeah, so, and the thing is, they decided to cut that scene for time and away caught, and they really just didn't feel like going into it. Matter of fact, I think that chunk actually came from, I think if you look on Captain Jack's desk or in his office on Torchwood, it's sitting there. So that's kind of sort of, it gets reused. So they're trying to hint that Jack has a TARDIS growing. Okay. 5 minutes. Actually, less than that. Adam Sandler movies got stupid after a while. Sapphire and Steel? Oh, yeah. I have no idea. I've never watched Blue Bloods. The Ood? Likely never. I'll be shocked. But then again, it is a costume the BBC has readily available. So, but the thing is, it depends who created the Ood. No. All right. For Series 11, good stories, good adventures. That's all I want. Japan. I could have said something really dirty then, but I'm not going to. Vashta Narada. All right. Uh-oh. I got to get going soon. Well, folks, it's been a fun evening, but I'm going to go ahead and run. So, take care. I'm going to miss y'all. I don't want to go away. But I got to get going, so take care. Ta-da. Get out. How do you turn this damn thing off? Oh, there we go. Oh.